Well, Evan, I'm sorry the Coen brothers don't direct the porn I watch. Welcome in to the Bro 4 Squad podcast, where we are just a bunch of bros drinking beer and talking movies. This is episode 257, our first of the year 2026. I'm your host, the mayor, Jeff Hornacek. And it being our first episode of the year, it is our 2026 movie preview show. Thank you guys so much for joining us as we preview the year's films. Before we do that, though, we have to go around and meet the fellow bros. We start with the mad scientist, Brian Banner. Banner, I know most people make New Year's resolutions, but I saw on Facebook this year you're making New Year's resolutions. Can you explain what that means?
I'm just saying, I'll just say this. If you piss me off in 2025, watch out.
Oh, damn. How many people are on this list already?
You know, if I told you, I'd have to add you to the list, and none of us want that.
Jesus, it's that easy to get on the list? Just by asking about the list. This guy's fucking psycho, man.
Yeah, and I check it twice, too.
Okay, that will someone else has carte blanche on that. Next, we go to our legal counsel, Ronnie Cycli. And Cycli, I don't need you to confirm this because I know I'm right, but isn't it awesome that now that it's 2026, all pending lawsuits against us from 2025 get automatically erased and we get a clean slate this year?
Yeah, that's definitely how it works.
So
if you don't finish the trial by December, it's done. Yeah.
Yep,
So I mean, same with murder. So that you're fine on the murder charge as well.
Especially murder.
Yeah.
Especially Ted.
They actually break after Thanksgiving for the murder ones.
Yeah, honestly, that's the best time to commit a crime. Just like between Thanksgiving and
yeah, most police officers and judges just get an out of office anytime after Thanksgiving. They're like, we will return on January 8th. You're like, the 8th? That's like Friday.
So much crime to commit.
What the fuck do you mean? It's like that's the next Purge movie. It's just the court system is on holiday.
But it's a holiday film. I like it.
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
Christmas movie.
Similar to Die Hard. All right, well, here on the Bro 4 Squad podcast, when we do our movie preview shows, we like to break them down into 3 categories, and then anything that doesn't fit into those, as far as the movies coming out next year, we put them as our honorable mentions. So we will discuss our most anticipated film or films of 2026, our potential biggest flop, so a movie that we think is going to suck or really disappoint us and others. Biggest sleeper, but actually I scrolled down too far, so let's flip the order of those. Biggest Sleeper is a movie that's kind of a surprise, and one year Cycli picked an actual movie called Sleeper.
Well, you didn't explain the category at the time. I just thought it was like movies about sleeping.
We should force you to watch that. Like, if you want to commit to the joke, now you got to sit down and watch it. I hope it's 3 hours.
I love that you think that I'm someone who would hate to watch a bad movie.
45 minutes in, even if it was awful, but there's some redeeming qualities here.
There's a good movie in here somewhere.
Right.
What if it's like a fantasy football movie about the one sleeper pick that makes the difference from?
Sounds like there's enough there for a plot, and then of course honorable mentions at the end. So 2026, guys, I have a feeling this could be an interesting year. I know last year we were pretty disappointed, but there are some big swings coming out in 2026. A lot of IP, some sequels, but I don't think as many as we normally get. This is going to be interesting. So let's dive into it. Most anticipated film or films of the year. Banner, we will let you go first. What are you most looking forward to in 2026?
I just picked one for the show tonight, and that's Project Hail Mary. That's the science fiction adventure film based on the novel by Andy Weir. I don't know. This was a great book. This was suggested to us by a friend of the pod. The book was, so went ahead and read that and loved it. It is a great story from beginning to end. And
the trailer came out a while ago, which is kind of weird.
Trailer came out a while ago. It does come out in, I believe, March, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, March 20th. So kind of an earlier release for something that's this big. Ryan Gosling obviously starring in it, but I'm super excited to see if they can translate this to the big screen. There's some things in there that I'm interested to see how they adapt.
The thing I was kind of upset about, as is always the case, the trailer I feel like gave away almost the whole movie. So I actually, and
Way too much.
it's a long trailer, so I actually
Yeah.
stopped it like a minute and 45 seconds in when it was like halfway over.
Yeah, it gave away way too much. If you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, gave me kind of like the Martian vibes in the sense that like there's definitely levity to it, and it's like it's grounded. I wouldn't even say it's science fiction because it's like it's not like they can teleport and stuff. It's like set in our world, but it is totally fiction, correct? It's not like based on anything.
No, it's completely fiction. I really hope it's not based on anything.
I don't think
it is. Yeah, because our world would be dying if it were. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Never happened. All right, Project Hail Mary, good one. Cycly, what are you most looking forward to?
I have two, but I think one of them, if not both, are pretty low-hanging fruit. So, but someone's got to do it. For me personally, it's going to be Dune 3.
Is it called Dune Messiah?
Well, it's based on the novel Dune Messiah, but I think right now it's just called Dune Part 3. If they might add the Dune Messiah, I don't.
Yeah, you're right.
Anticipate it because if you want to like follow the Dune books, I mean they're just getting started, and Dune Messiah like goes into a completely new lore, and I just don't think that this is the intent of this Villeneuve, like what like he's trying to do. I think they're trying to wrap this up as a trilogy.
Yeah.
So I think they're definitely going to base it on Dune Messiah, but they're going to take their own artistic leeway and kind of end the trilogy. If there is going to be more Dunes, I can see it just be with a different filmmaker, maybe some different casts. That's going to be the interesting question at the end of the year, where they go with Dune, because I anticipate this movie to do just as well, if not as well as the previous two Dunes. I mean, Timothée Chalamet is, if not even more famous than he was even 2 years ago when Dune Part 2 came out. I mean, he is on a heater right now. Marty Supreme that just came out. Like, I mean, and Zendaya is like, she hasn't gone anywhere. Florence Pugh. I mean, yeah, Florence Pugh and Anya Taylor-Joy, like Jason, like cast is still insane. Josh Brolin. I mean, it's everybody already.
Just for good, they added Robert Pattinson just for good measure.
Just because I feel like Robert Pattinson also kind of is in everything right now too.
Yeah.
So the guy had to be in Harry Potter, Twilight, Batman, now Dune. It's like, dude, come on, save some for everybody else. But I mean, this is a low-hanging fruit to me. I think so far the first two Dune movies have been just incredible additions to sci-fi. I think Dune 2 would have been probably in my top 100 had I started the list more recently. I love the lore, the way the film is structured, the acting, everything about it is fantastic. It's what like new Star Wars should and could have been. And obviously, Dune predates Star Wars when you take the books. I'm not trying to get nerds mad at me, but I'm just merely stating like what they offer as new films. I just don't think this franchise has slowed down, and none of the cast has slowed down. Also, another credit to it, the fact that this is coming out 2 years after Dune Part 2, whereas how many times do we see other films, sequels nowadays taking 5-6 years? I mean, a la Batman, other Star Wars movies, other things that like just take way too long, and the excitement has worn down a little bit. Not to say that people won't be excited to see those films anyway. It's just that I think they're still striking when the iron is really hot with this movie, where sci-fi can kind of maybe go amiss with people. So really excited about Dune Part 3. And then the other one is very low-hanging fruit, is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you have that horns, but I just kind of wanted to say, like, this one's going to be really interesting to me. The Odyssey is not something that's easily translatable into a film.
People have said it's unadaptable. But they also said it about Dune.
They said about a lot of things. I mean, it's more so the amount of amount of story in the Odyssey, and obviously the lack of ability to translate it properly into English, I think, is one of the reasons why it's hard to do. But if it wasn't Christopher Nolan, I think I would have this as the biggest flop of the year.
Yeah.
Funny.
Oh yeah, that's good. I mean, I feel like it's already being memeified in a negative way. a lot of the images that have come out, I think people are already being kind of harsh on it. So this one I think is going to do well at the box office. I don't necessarily think Christopher Nolan's ever had a bad movie. He's had some movies that just don't make sense. But I just trust him to a point. Other than that, like, I would be really concerned for this film.
Yeah, the first trailer, I mean, had that classic Christopher Nolan aesthetic that always intrigues you. It'll be interesting. Tom Holland is going to have a huge year, so whether this is as big as, even if this falls short of expectations, it'll still be pretty massive, I think.
Yeah, I don't think there's any risk of this not doing well at the box office. The question is, how well is it adapted to being a good film?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's too much. I don't think I think there's just too much. You can't do it.
Big risk.
I think it's weird that Nolan and Matt Damon have this bromance that's going on, dating all the way back
in
to
the film.
Interstellar. Yeah, they make out in the movie.
I was like, I don't remember this.
Minute 112.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Nolan does reuse his favorite type of. I mean, he reuses actors that he likes.
No, he does. It's just weird to me that those two connected. Like, I feel like Matt Damon would be a guy that Nolan would be like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm Christopher Nolan. Don't talk to me. But I mean, I guess this is a spoiler, but the movie's like 20 years old. But him showing up in Interstellar, I was like, what the fuck? When that happened at the time, like, I had no idea that was going to happen. And he ends up being a total piece of shit too, which is great.
Yeah, but Banner, I'm excited to hear. I have a feeling where it's going to land on you, but I mean, I think I'm going to agree to a lot of your points.
All right. Anything else besides Dune Part 3 and the Odyssey?
No.
Okay, I also went with my for most anticipated low-hanging fruit. Incredible trailer, and I think it is going to fix Star Wars. Mandalorian and Grogu, which, I mean, the show The Mandalorian obviously was like a massive win for Lucasfilm and Star Wars. We have not had a good Star Wars movie
since Solo.
Yeah, was Solo after Rogue One?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been a lot more so than the years. It's been the attempts, I think, that have really like frustrated people. So I think this is going to fix things, and the trailer was absolutely incredible. Obviously, like it picking up where the show left off is like a cool way to like sort of end their storyline. And it being a movie as opposed to the show, I have a feeling that we will get some big tie-in to either the sequel trilogy or where they're going next with a couple of other films that are coming out. The Starfighter movie. I had two more quick ones. This one is just like a guilty pleasure movie for me, but Mortal Kombat 2, which got pushed from last year.
Almost had it on my list.
And Brian, you and I joked about this last time because in this one, we actually get Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
They didn't get to the tournament last time.
I remember we watched it on your bachelor trip.
Yeah, it like came out that night. So we just like watched it at 3 a.m. drunk on the couch, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
And then one more, Cycly, I put this in here for you. I'm not sure if you're aware, but we are getting an M. Night movie in 2026.
Ooh, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Let's go.
Shyamalan Ding Dong. It's called Remain.
This romance in there.
Yeah, this one stars Jake Gyllenhaal. The plot is Tate Donovan, a psychiatrist treated for depression, heads out to Cape Cod where he meets a mysterious woman who might be connected to his past.
I'll be remaining in my seat for that.
All right.
All four of our listeners just dropped off.
So they were barely hanging on.
You're not going to pee at any point during the movie? Is that what you're saying?
Definitely not, no.
Bold claim, but I respect it. All right. You guys have anything else before we move on to biggest sleeper?
Let's do it.
Perfect. Cycly, what is your biggest sleeper or sleepers? Movies that might surprise people coming out in 2026.
It's a movie called The Bed. No, I'm just kidding. That would be funny if there was a movie called that. It's going to be called I Love Boosters.
Boosters?
Yeah. So I'm going to go with here. Okay. So this is the second film ever directed by Boots Riley. And So I really loved his first movie, which was, oh my gosh, now I feel like an idiot because now, but Sorry to Bother You. Thank you. Sorry to Bother You. That came out in 2018
with Lakeith Stanfield.
Yes, it was a very much at that time, in my opinion, a huge sleeper film that really kind of yeah, and that like had a massive like cult following, kind of grew more very word of mouth. That really just got so many positive reviews, and now so we're getting his second film, 6 years later. Boots Riley was a lead singer for a band called The Coup that I love, so like I always liked this guy, and I was excited to see him kind of go into film. But I'm kind of basing it because of how good his last film did, and the cast is really good. We have Demi Moore starring in this, and Keke Palmer. But basically, it's an interesting, like, kind of comedy mystery thriller, I believe, science fiction too. So not too dissimilar from his last movie. But basically, it's about all I know about it right now. It's a bunch of shoplifters that target a specific like high end like fashionista, something like that. But like, I'm really excited about the cast, and again, the fact that like he did this last time. It was something that just came off completely off the radars with Sorry to Bother You. So we'll see. I mean, I'm going a little risky here because I don't think a lot of people know about him, but I think last time got him a lot of clout, and I think he's going to have, and now that he has a bigger cast associated with this, we're going to see a little more conversations about this film.
I like how he's doing like what I think a lot of these great directors sort of do, like Coogler with Michael B. Jordan, and obviously you said Nolan has like his couple guys, Pattinson's included in that, where like you get like a dude or a couple dudes, and you just like no matter what the project is, it's almost like understood they're part of it, and that's Lakeith Stanfield with Boots Riley.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, there's still others. There's like Don Cheadle's, Jason Ritter's in this as well. But like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be like I said. I don't know too much right now, but it's just I kind of feel like he's very artistic in his decisions, whether it's music or film, and so like there's been a reason this has been kind of growing on him for a little bit. So we'll see.
Nice. That is definition of a sleeper because I did not even know that was a thing. I'm glad we have some of those on here. Banner, how about you?
Sleeper, Ebenezer, A Christmas Carol.
What?
This
Ebenezer A Christmas Carol?
Yes. This is starring Johnny Depp. Kind of the same thing. Don't know much about it other than obviously it's A Christmas Carol. Johnny Depp, Daisy Ridley, Ian McKellen, all in this. And it's directed by Ty West, who is known for more horror genre. So I think we're going to get a dark, scary Christmas Carol movie.
That sounds fucking awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen? Whoa, Rupert Grint.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen, I'm going to talk about him in a second. He's got a couple big fucking movies coming out this year.
I love the idea of a dark Christmas Carol. There is a dark interpretation of A Christmas Carol that was on FX a few years ago.
It was a show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a show, and it started off really well and then kind of went off a deep end, in my opinion, if I remember right. So I'm excited for that. I did not know about this banner. That's exciting.
Good find. Ty West, you said this, but he did like the Pearl trilogy, right?
Yeah, and I think he did one of the Cabin Fever movies.
Like the newer one?
I think so. The second one.
Cycly, you like the Pearl. Did you see all of them? I only saw the first one.
Yeah, I saw all of them. Yeah.
You were a fan?
I was a fan. I think I talked about it a little bit on the pod. Like, I like the Pearl movie because of like the setting.
Yeah.
It was just kind of original but yeah, I like the way it was filmed for sure.
Okay. This has me interested.
Which Muppets are coming back for it?
They were too expensive.
They can't afford. They can't afford the Muppets.
Anything else, Banner?
No, that was my only sleeper.
All right. Well, I'm gonna kind of steal the thunder there and take a horror movie here. So, Cycly, you're probably aware of this, but our boy Robert Eggers could not get enough of the classic horror genre, and he is coming out with a movie this year called Werewolf, but it's spelled Werewulf. So,
yep.
Obviously, Nosferatu was incredible. Loved it. Very horny movie. Probably the horniest movie of the past 4 years. I'm excited for Werewolf. Let me look at the cast here for you. The only
That's a good
thing,
cast.
once again, dude, run it back. This looks like this is the cast of Nosferatu. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ralph Ineson, Willem Dafoe,
Yep.
Lily Rose Depp.
Boy, Willem.
It's like a copy paste, but Willem Dafoe. I cannot wait to see what like Willem Dafoe gets up to in this, because I feel like when he is with Robert Eggers, it's just like between The Lighthouse and Nosferatu, it's like, dude, just fucking go crazy. No holds barred. My other sleeper, the trailer just came out for this, and because it's A24 and the cast in it, and the trailer doesn't really reveal much, I am incredibly excited. This is already getting big buzz. It's called The Drama, starring Robert Pattinson and Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
Have either of you guys seen the trailer for this?
Yes.
I'm not.
Likely, what the fuck do you think is happening in it?
I don't know, but it's funny because I just watched that Robert Pattinson, Jennifer Lawrence movie where I'm just like, wait, is Robert Pattinson doing another movie where he's recently married to and crazy things are happening? It feels very
it seems
similar.
very, very similar. Where like,
I was
let's
like,
just
is
take
anyone
like a
else not? Did we not just see this? I don't know what the fuck's happening, but I'm intrigued.
But the whole time that photographer is like taking their wedding photos, and you're like, dude, what is going on? Like, something is clearly fucked up here, and no one's saying anything about it. So, just based on that alone, I'm intrigued. A24 obviously has a lot of successes, and they do have some misses. Like, their track record is far from perfect. But when you get stars this big in a trailer these days, where it teases the movie, has me excited, and doesn't straight up give me the entire plot. Right. It actually makes you, it's like an appetizer. Imagine if an appetizer came out and it was like an entire Cornish game hen. You'd be like, well, now I don't want dinner. That's the problem with trailers now. But The Drama actually did it right and has me just more excited for the movie.
It's an amuse-bouche.
Thought we agreed not to say that anymore. It was a fun week. What do we say about bruh? All right. Ready to get super negative and go on to biggest flop? No?
Let's do it.
We just want to stay positive. All right, I'm just going to say a couple unpopular things. I was clearly right last year when I said Avatar, which only took 18 days to gross $1 billion. I still don't fucking believe it. I don't know anyone that, I know one person that went to see it, but that's out of like my whole movie fearing community. And I think that person snuck into it just to see the Avengers Doomsday trailer. I'm going to say something that's going to piss some people off. Brian, I'm sorry. Toy Story 5.
Don't apologize for this.
I actually feel like fans actively are like, no more. We didn't want Toy Story 4. You promised you had some crazy plot idea. You didn't. Forky was ass. Yes, Duke Kaboom was kind of cool, but Forky sucked.
Duke Kaboom was enough redeeming to make me intrigued.
Right. Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending. Like, why are we doing this?
We didn't need more than that.
I'm going to protest it. So I think Toy Story 5 flop.
I do like the bad guy in Toy Story 5 being the tablet. I think that is kind of fun.
Yeah, like, I mean,
You're part of the problem, Cycly.
Yeah.
I know.
You probably liked Forky, didn't you?
You know what? I did like Forky. All right.
Sick.
And I'm proud of it.
You're not. You never brought it up till now. The other one that I think is going to be a flop, and I'm just going to say it. This guy is an all-timer. Put him in the Hall of Fame. But he's washed. He's ass. West Side Story was garbage. Like 5 of his last 6 movies have been booty. That's Steven Spielberg, and the film is Disclosure Day, if you guys have seen the trailer.
I have. Yeah. He hasn't had a big hit in a while.
It's been a while, and I don't know what Emily Blunt is doing with like the clicking of her tongue, but I don't give a shit. So this like wants to be Signs or like Contact, and I'm just, once I saw Steve, I knew it was bad because he's a legend, but death comes.
You gotta know when to hang him up.
Right.
Know when to hang it up.
Father Time is undefeated, and when I saw from director Steven Spielberg, I just rolled my eyes. I was like, "Oh,
it doesn't have the ring it used to."
No, it's almost like the reverse effect, where it's like, dude, go home, stop. So I think, I mean, I don't know if critics are just like suckling from the teat of Spielberg still, or if we'll actually get like an honest critique if this movie sucks for him. Like, was West Side Story Where they're like, "Oh, good job, Steven. Good work," or were people like, "What are you doing?" So, Disclosure Day. I don't know if this is. Do either of you guys know? Is this based on an IP, like a book or a short story or something?
Thought it was.
I would assume it would be just.
So that might help him a little bit, but still.
Yeah, it's just. Actually, no. This thing is based on a story by Spielberg.
Oh God.
It's an original idea, but he didn't write the screenplay.
So it's George Lucas-esque story by, and then he just hires somebody to. Which actually is a good idea, I think.
That's a way better idea than trying to.
Our boy John Williams is doing the score, though. So.
Oh, have they ever worked together?
No.
Interesting. All right, Banner, what do you got? Biggest flop? What's going to be a total turd?
So I actually have two, and we've already talked about both of them tonight. The Odyssey and the Mando and Grogu movie. I think they both have the potential to be bad. One, the Odyssey, I already mentioned it before. There's just too much. You can't translate it. How are you going to, even if the movie is 3.5 hours long, how are you going to plug all of this shit into it? You're not going to be able to do that. So it's going to be a jumbled up mess, which I don't know. Maybe that's fine, but it's going to make $1 billion figuratively. I mean, maybe it'll make $1 billion. I don't know, but I think that this is just going to be a dog turd of a movie. And Mando and Grogu, this could very easily have been on my most anticipated. But I put it here because I'm afraid that this is going to just feel like a really long episode, and we're not going to truly get the end of their story. I actually have a theory that we're going to see Mando and Grogu in Ahsoka Season 2, but that may be a stretch. But I could connect it.
I am a little confused with the timeline these days, but I'm sure if they could. I mean, we all remember how insane the Book of Boba Fett got towards the last half. It was another season.
It was Mando season 2.5, you mean?
Yeah, and people were like, "Wait, what's happening?" The characters basically hijacked his show.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, we want to do a Boba Fett show, but there's not enough meat on the bone here to actually do one."
Also, there were some really stupid people on the internet who were like, "Man, they listened to fans who weren't liking this show and they changed it up." I was like, "I'm sorry, do you think they produced this like hours before
in a week?" Yeah,
before it goes on air. Like one review of episode 1, man, hate fucking Boba Fett. Lucasfilm's like, "All right, fine.
Let's get some reshoots real quick, guys."
Yeah, real quick. Doesn't cost hundreds of millions of dollars.
It's a long weekend.
That's interesting. I love when someone's biggest flop is another person's like most anticipated. Clearly puts us at odds for the whole year.
Yeah, I mean, I hate both of you guys actually. So
perfect. Well, nothing says it more than that. You got anything else?
No, that was it. Just wanted to shit on your guys' most anticipated movies is all.
Perfect.
I don't think you're that far off with Odyssey. I'm just gonna say, like it. If it wasn't Christopher Nolan, I would have completely agreed.
I think both of these movies have the potential to be flops.
I will say this: my big issue with Nolan, with like his two films that I really don't enjoy, which is Tenet and Interstellar, it's that they get so high, and this almost started to happen with Inception, but he like kind of held back. They just get so fucking high concept that like you need to watch 7 YouTube videos to understand what they mean.
I'm
and
too
at least
stupid for it.
So am I. And at least with the Odyssey, like it has an IP that it's quote unquote grounded in, to where like he can't use his obsession with time to come in and like confuse the fuck out of me.
That'd be funny if he does. See, I mean, I do love Interstellar. I agree on Tenet, but honestly, like it shocks me how like for some reason we get like I don't know 3 Hobbit movies based on like a children's book, but yet like the Odyssey should be a trilogy if we're gonna try and do it, and yet we're not. So I don't know that Nolan's aversion to like I don't know sequels outside of Batman is like. But like, yeah, that's the thing. I agree, Banner. It's like, how are you going to do this? Like, you give me a trilogy. Just do it. If you're doing the Odyssey, fucking do it.
This is probably a dumb question. Does he have any interest in doing the Iliad?
I mean, that's all. I mean, is that not what all of this is? I don't like. It's just how like are you just picking and choosing? I don't know. Like that's why I'm waiting to see it, because it's like how much is he putting in and how much is he leaving out?
And is he only going to like focus on one thing as opposed to?
I can't wait for the guy on the internet. Like, he left this out of the movie. Like, bro,
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, I mean, between, like you said, the Iliad and Odyssey, it's just, I that's why I'm just like genuinely curious. Like I'm sure he's gonna just pick and choose a certain part of it and just it's gonna be good, but it's like it's not gonna be the true Odyssey. Like that deserves either an HBO miniseries or a true trilogy. Like, and that's why I'm like surprised they're doing it like this. But
yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm sure he's been like circling this project for a while. So
I also feel like it's coming out pretty fast comparatively when production started, which normally I'm excited about, but also makes me concerned. Like it's too fast.
Like it's not a Saw movie.
Yeah, it kind of felt like, hey, this movie's gonna be made, and all of a sudden we got images, and I'm like,
I mean, the script was pretty much already wrote, right?
Again, you can't translate it to English properly, but sure, I guess.
I hope there's a weird scene where like a pheasant shows up and it was supposed to be like the word pleasant.
Probably.
And they're like,
Like,
fuck, like that's out of place. All right, Cycling, biggest flop or flops?
All right. Horns, are you ready for a hot take?
God. No.
No, you're going to be Scream 7.
Oh.
I have always defended.
Well, I already saw the movie in the trailer.
Well, yeah, exactly. Scream has been by far, and I think we've said it multiple times on the podcast. Horns, I know you pretty much agree. Like from top to bottom, the most consistent, best horror franchise ever.
The weakest Scream movie is still as like the gap between that and like the best one is much smaller than like Friday the 13th.
The worst Halloween movie, or whatever. Yeah. Saw movie. Like the worst Scream movie is still fun to watch. Here's the thing. The last few, I think they did a good job of getting new audiences into Scream, right? We had Jenna Ortega and Marcela Barrera, and they did enough originality with kind of combining the old story with the new, bringing in new audiences. There was a lot of excitement built up. A lot of you probably know there's a lot of drama that went on behind the scenes with Scream 7.
I'm actually shocked it's even being made, to be honest.
Right. And so, let's just be honest, Nev Campbell was kind of done. And they recently, for political reasons, probably sound like they fired Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega as a good, like, basically quit because of that. So really, like, they had to go back and rewrite the whole thing. So they had a story building up from Scream 5 and 6.
Which is funny because Nev Campbell was done because she felt like they lowballed her for Scream 6.
Yeah, and so then Scream had no other option if they wanted to continue than to just go back now and bring Nev Campbell back, which is awesome, of course.
Basically grovel, though. Like
we're groveling now, but now we have Nev Campbell back. We have Courtney Cox. We have David Arquette. Great things, but we've already seen them in these new movies, and it's just like I just don't think now that they're going back to like Nev Campbell and now the story is about Sidney Prescott's daughter. I'll go see this. I don't know with how much controversy there was behind the scenes and how rushed they got the script and how much they were forced to just basically beg Nev Campbell to come back. This might finally be the first bad Scream movie. Like maybe I'll be wrong, but I just think they were pulled in such a different direction for reasons that were completely avoidable. I don't think they needed to fire Barrera. They could have kept Ortega. It would have all been fine. I just think the way they had to rush this, and there's only so much you can do this time around again, unless you're going to make Sidney the fucking killer. I don't know, which people have said before. I just think it won't make me feel any differently about the franchise, but I think this might finally be the one. I don't think people are excited about it. This movie's coming out in a month and a half, and no one's talking about it. It just doesn't have the same. I just don't think it has the same pull at the moment.
Yeah. Now Kevin Williamson is the guy who is now directing it.
Yeah,
I believe this is his directorial debut, but he is the writer of the original Scream.
Which I think again they kind of had to do to like pull everything back together to make people excited. I think it was such utter chaos that they knew there was only one way to get this back going, and it was just like let's take it back to the like Matthew Lillard's already in it. Like I mean, I'm assuming it's just like flashbacks, but like
right.
I think they're just trying to circle it back, which is again as someone I'm excited, but I know that's not the original plan, so I'm a little nervous.
Christopher Landon, he was the original director, and he I think he did the 2 with Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega. He left after they fired Barrera too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if his was like in solidarity with Jenna Ortega as well, or if he was like, well, the story I wrote is for those 2 characters, so I don't know what you want me to do here.
I just feel like it's going to be forced. Again, I'll see this. I'll be excited about it. And if they finally have one bad movie out of 7, it's not a bad thing either. Like,
yeah,
but
still a Hall of Fame record.
So, yep.
The odds are definitely stacked against this, though.
Yeah.
If this isn't your biggest flop at the end of the year, it's going to end up being your biggest surprise.
It probably will be.
That's the only way that this this can end.
If Scream pulls out again like 7 times and one, especially after everything this went through, then Jesus, I'll be like, you know what? I'm sorry for doubting.
At that point, they're like bulletproof.
Yeah.
Don't watch the trailer if you want to see the movie because it shows everything. I had to stop it again with like 40 seconds left. The things that they were showing.
Nope. I do have one more really quickly. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to.
No, please.
But yes, I agree with you. I stopped watching the trailer. I'm just like not going to do it. I'm assuming with Scream, though, they're also not going to show you too. Like, I don't know. They're trying to pull you to the wrong direction.
Even if it's a red herring, I'm like, I would want that to be a red herring in the movie.
Yes.
As opposed to right now at the 2.5-minute trailer.
Yeah. My other one, I'll be really quick. I think you guys will get a kick out of this one. Coyote versus Acme. And here's why.
Wait, that's getting a theatrical release?
Yeah. So the internet demanded this to get released.
All right.
Right.
Awesome.
And the movie was scrapped, right? It was made, and the studio refused to release it. Like, people like, how bad could it actually be?
This was when they canceled Batgirl also.
Yeah.
Brothers.
And so they ended up I can't remember what happened. And they're like, fine, fucking have Coyote and Acme. And I'm like, the internet was a gag. It was a meme. It was like, what was the Jared Leto movie? Morbius. No one's going to go see this. And it's going to turn out to be as bad. There's going to be a reason the studio's like, see? Like, I think the fact that, So
Warner Brothers Discovery canned this movie and Batgirl and then used them as tax write-offs. So do they now have to because this is going to be like double shitty for them. Do they have to go back now and like, how does that work tax-wise?
I think they sold, I'm not sure. I think they got rid of the rights and that's whoever bought it is now able to release it. Like, so
they can write it off in their taxes and now someone else is like, fuck, do they have to like...
It's fine now. I just think it's funny that the internet was like, we want this movie. And then no one's going to go see it. And they're going to be like, what happened, guys?
Why are these studios so fucking dumb? Like, they don't understand when we're trolling them or what trolling is even.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll be wrong about this.
Because didn't Morbius, the example you're using, didn't it re-release in theaters?
Yes.
Yeah. It made literally $80 the second time they released it.
And then remember the famous Twitter was like, oh no, we were all busy that week and do it one more time.
The third campaign. I was like, dude, I kind of hope they do re-release. Like, that would have been, imagine a Sony executive like, guys, we made a huge mistake, but I promise the third time. No, sorry, we all had stuff going on.
Yeah, so Coyote versus Acme. Like, I think the studio might think it actually will do well.
I didn't know this was coming back out. I didn't realize that the internet was doing what it does best.
I think we should definitely go watch it.
But if we do, then like, it's not funny, you know? I would not be averse to seeing this movie. The concept is kind of cool.
I like that it's called a legal comedy film. I feel.
Yeah, I was gonna say you would like it. It's like a courtroom drama. It's basically Wile E. Coyote suing the Acme Corporation because their products didn't help him capture the Roadrunner.
You think Will Forte's like, I was fine with this movie not coming out, guys?
The image that I saw was like him as the Coyote's lawyer looking super serious, and I was like, okay, this actually looks fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I hope it does well, and I hope it's hilarious, but I just have a feeling it's not.
That's pretty genius. All right, last one, just honorable mentions, any movies that we didn't get to talk about in these other categories. There's one we just had a trailer for. I was actually considering putting this in my biggest sleeper, but I wasn't super pumped with the trailer, but the concept is cool to me. And that is The Death of Robin Hood with Hugh Jackman. Have any of you guys seen the trailer for this that just came out? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically like a Robin Hood at the end of his career. And the premise of the story, I don't know if this is like something you know about, like from IP or books, but it's basically Robin Hood telling people, like, listen, everything you heard about me was bullshit. Like, I was not some hero. I was actually kind of a shitty person who did a lot of fucked up stuff in my life. And it kind of has that John Wick vibe to it, where they're like, but Robin Hood, we need you to come out of retirement one more time and kill a bunch of bad people who work for the king. And he's like, God damn it, fine. And grabs the quiver and bow and arrows. And he's like, let's fuck up some evil people. And it being Hugh Jackman has me kind of intrigued. What do you think of the trailer?
Yeah, I agree. I think if you're going to do Robin Hood, which might be a little not played, I just don't think the newest audiences are like into Robin Hood, as we learned a few years ago. Like, you got to do something a little different. And I think, I don't know, it will be interesting to see how well this film does. Cast helps a lot, but it's just like, is Robin Hood that is still a character that gets people in the seats?
Yeah,
I think I'm really interested in it.
I think it's a great concept for a Netflix or something you can stream at home, not necessarily theatrical.
Yeah, that's my concern. I agree.
Yeah. Is there a name for the? I just used John Wick as the example, but it's like the I'm too old for this shit because it's
Lethal Weapon.
So many like the Nobody movies did this. Like
the Murtaugh list.
Yeah, there's like a ton of films that take the approach of like one. It's basically like in Fast and Furious, how every movie they go one last ride. It's like, but you've said that many times before, and we got excited, and then.
But family.
Oh, okay. All right, I have two others, but I'll let you guys get a word in here. Banner, honorable mentions. Anything that didn't fit in any of those other three, or you just want to talk about?
Another one, I mean, I'm excited about just because it's going to be fun, and I was so surprised with the first one, but Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
I mean, how much fun. This looks like one of the most fun movies that's going to come out this year.
And I love that Daniel Day-Lewis is coming back as Yoshi. Like, so awesome.
First sequel he's ever done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, you guys know that I've been really wanting like a Smash Brothers movie. This feels like a really easy way to introduce either Samus Aran or Star Fox into the sort of
100%.
Mario Galaxy.
Into that Nintendo universe.
Yeah, connected universe.
Yeah. If Nintendo cared about Star Fox, I'd agree with you. I feel like they don't care about that IP anymore.
It's a damn shame. It's too bad. Anything else, Banner?
No, that's all.
All right, Cycly, how about you? Honorable mentions.
I couldn't decide if I wanted to put this as my biggest flop, but I am interested to see how Supergirl does. I felt like, I would have said a year ago it would be a flop. But then we all kind of said that Superman was, I don't know, kind of a surprise to us in 2025 and how well it did. And Millie Alcock, like, I thought she was really like endearing at the end of the movie. And I think a lot of people are interested in see what like she'll bring and what story will bring. I think it'll be a little fresh and new for DC. I don't know like if I'm confident enough to say it's going to be successful. I mean, it's a summer release. I think it will do fine box office wise. I just wanted to kind of mention this film as like, I'm interested to watch how this goes. Because I like her. Superman surprised me. All right, you have my attention.
I think that was very well said about that.
Yeah, this is an interesting year for DC. Their two films coming out are Clayface and Supergirl. And for a studio that's like just starting their cinematic universe, that's ballsy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we'll see. I mean, like I said, I'm going to be very curious. So, and then I wanted to mention this because when I was doing some research for this year's movies, like I had not heard of this, but maybe you guys have. Have you guys heard of the Sheep Detectives?
The Sheep Detectives?
Yeah.
Can't say that I have.
Okay. First of all, I was like, this was going to go on my biggest like flop. I was like, okay, what is the plot of the film? And it's a flock of sheep set off on a mystery to find out who murdered their shepherd. And it's like a live action. And I'm like, what? Yeah.
Sold.
And then though,
Is it a comedy?
It's a mystery comedy. Fucking
it's gonna be funny regardless.
Hugh Jackman, Emma
in
Thompson, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Bryan Cranston, Chris.
I saw the trailer for this and I didn't really understand what was happening, and I stopped this trailer halfway through also.
Yeah, so Hugh Jackman's is their shepherd, and every night he reads the sheep mystery novels, and so the sheep, he doesn't know the sheep can actually understand him, and the sheep are like, and then he's mysteriously killed, and so the sheep are like, their brains have been
in the middle of a murder mystery.
Yeah. So like,
Patrick
I was about
Stewart
to be like,
and Hugh Jackman reunited.
Until I saw this guy, I was about to be like, what the fuck is this movie? And then I saw the cast. I was like, I don't know, man. Maybe this has something.
I mean, according to AI, Google Gemini AI, it says fan reactions for the trailer for The Sheep Detectives are overwhelmingly positive.
I like I said, I have no idea, but the cast is just ridiculous.
And this Gizmodo quote sums up what you said, Cycly. Gizmodo said, quote, "This is just ridiculous chaos in the best possible way."
Yeah. So, yeah, but like I said, I don't know about this one, but I don't think you can get all of these people to agree to it if it's bad. Bad. That was funny.
Oh my
Not do that on
God.
purpose. That was not on purpose.
You've been setting that up for the whole 45 minutes we've been on this pod.
Damn straight.
You're gross. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay,
More excited for 2026. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I'll close with this. So The Social Reckoning, I didn't know until like a few days ago. The Social Network is getting a sequel, guys.
This was almost on my bust. Oh my, yeah, this is weird.
What?
And the only reason this is intriguing to me is it depended. Like Zuckerberg's life has gotten obviously it's gotten a lot weirder since The Social Network, and I think Mark Strong is playing him in this. I'm too lazy to even Google search it real quick, but I'm just like curious to see like what angle they take, and then what part of his life they kind of go after, because he really is kind of in a lot of circles a pariah now, and I think we can safely say that he sort of detached himself so much so from reality to where like you could make this movie. He would almost be like a Howard Hughes type character, like a modern day Howard Hughes, like Leo in The Aviator. So I'm just interested to see what they do with his portrayal, and then what part of his life they're focusing on here.
I felt like this is going to be what I might almost put it as a flop, because when Social Network came out, Facebook was still huge. Like, I mean, I know Facebook is still arguably huge, but like it was huge in the movie going generation. It was huge in the everyday zeitgeist of like modern life. Facebook is not that anymore. Whether people still use it, yes, they do, but it does not have the lure. And social media is there's so much. I just don't know that like Mark Zuckerberg's story or any of this still has that pull that the Social Network did. Like I don't know that I care about this side of the story.
Yeah, they definitely couldn't focus on like the creation of something that like affected society the way that Facebook did. It's basically just gonna have to be almost like a biopic, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or like a latter stage of his life biopic, because you can't tell the Facebook story again. It's a sequel to that. So I think I'm more
story I think needed told.
No, probably not. Speaking of a story that does need to be told, Street Fighter is back.
Let's go.
The reason I'm excited for this, I think this might come out when we're trying to do Bro Force Squad weekend, and this might be what we have to go to, because the cast of it is so bad and ridiculous, and us being hammered at this movie, watching 50 Cent act and Jason Momoa play, who's the fucking green guy? Baraka. Would just be so much fun in the movie theater. The trailer look like the fights are going to be awesome, and the movie's going to be awful. So I'm pumped for this. And then last thing. So 2026, again, going for it. Big swings. First time in 6 years, we are finally getting an Avengers movie. And I couldn't let the episode end without me mentioning Avengers Doomsday, which is coming out 6 months after Spider-Man Brand New Day, which I'm excited for because the Punisher and Hulk are confirmed to be in it.
Yep.
But if you thought Avengers Endgame was big, the problem here, and also what has me excited, is Avengers Doomsday is basically doubling the scale. Avengers Endgame had every character from the MCU uniting in a movie together after a culmination of 22 films. Avengers Doomsday is taking every Marvel character ever, now that they have them all back, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the Avengers, the Thunderbolts, probably the Defenders, because Charlie Cox has been seen training for it, and they're putting them all in one movie. Ambitious might not even be the right word. It's going to be fucking insane.
And your villain is your hero from Endgame.
Is Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. So this comes out Christmas of next year. And my God, am I excited. Might be a total train wreck, but every single superhero that I've ever grown up watching is going to be in it. So that alone has me excited. And of course, heavily rumored that we're getting another Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield appearance.
God, just be so sick.
So, all right, that's all I got. Anything else before we move on quickly to our protein shake.
Can't wait to get to our recap and see how we did.
I feel like last year we actually did fairly.
I know that's what I'm
Be
coming
the
off
best
the
we've
high.
ever done.
Doing really good.
We're so fucking smart.
My confidence is up right now.
It should be. There's an octopus on your head on your.
Oh, is that what that is?
All right, moving on to the second part of our show, our protein shake, where we go around and talk about what is in our cup, also known as what have we watched lately. I only have one thing I want to talk about, so I'll let you guys go first. Cycly, what have you seen lately? What's in your cup?
I have a couple things. I won't go too much in the spoilers because it just came out, but finished Stranger Things finally. And if you want to avoid all spoilers, like I said, I'm not going to go deep into spoilers, but I will tell you how I felt about it. Fast forward here 2 minutes. Banner, I know you're still waiting, right?
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I'm waiting to see if this secret episode that's may or may not
real.
be real is going to come out.
It's absolutely not real.
What stupid people start that rumor? Like, you're going to get exposed so quickly.
It's the same people that say we're going to go see Morbius. I think it's just fucking trolls. Like, it's just people.
Well, those people I actually respect.
Well, that's true. I think I said this on the pod 2 weeks ago. Like, I had zero excitement for season 5, mainly because of the fact, not because I didn't like the show, because they had waited way too long.
Yeah,
I was watching
15 years.
Yeah, I'm watching 15-year-olds now played by 27-year-olds. Like Bobby Brown has a child in real life. It's like it just at some point you lose your momentum. And it's kind of like what I said about Dune, like why I'm glad they're coming out now and not waiting. I'm like, like Robert Pattinson's the Batman. It's like, are we ever getting that movie? I don't know. So my wife and I, like I said a couple weeks ago, we decided to start from the beginning because we had literally no motivation to start season 5. I was like, the only way I can get excited again is if we start the show from the beginning because it was so good.
Yeah.
And
remember why we fell in love with it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It did the trick. Season 1 is still one of the best one seasons of a show. Like it was a great way to bring in like sci-fi, like 80s nostalgia, all that kind of stuff. And we just kept watching it. It was great. Like we were enjoying it. And then we finally got to season 5 and I had that motivation that I just did not have, a month before. Season 5, I will say a couple things. One, it doesn't even feel like the same show. They clearly just did not know where they were going with this. The show surpassed all of their expectations on its longevity and like instant intention. And there's so many times you're watching season 5 and you're just like, this is something completely different. Like I get it, same character names and same references to things, but it's just not.
No part of it feels organic to the original part of the show.
What made this show great? Like what made this show? And it's not even that anymore. It's like you're barely even getting the same characters to be the focal point of the show anymore. The finale, what I'll say, it's one of those finales that when you're watching it, you're like, oh, this isn't bad. I'm entertained. Like you're like, oh, there's a lot happening here. But then the problem with that is it's one of those shows that the second you think about it, the second you're like, wait, how did that actually happen? Like you're just too inundated during the show to actually think. You're just watching. It completely breaks down, and it's a kind of laughable when you actually like think about it. Sadly, so the easiest thing. I think this is even controversial. Season 5 is the worst of all of the seasons. Doesn't mean it's horrible.
Wow.
It feels like each episode is almost the same thing. You would think the stakes would be highest in the last season. It felt like the stakes were minimal. It felt like everything was just like safe and the risks weren't wanting to be taken. And again, when you actually break down the ending, you're just kind of like, that isn't at all what should have worked. So still a fantastic show. A show that like just lost its momentum, lost its creativity, I think, and a show that probably the creators were ready to move on from as well.
Does it kind of feel like a Game of Thrones situation where like the aftertaste almost kind of ruins like the high points of the show earlier on.
I wouldn't say that it's as bad. No, like Game of Thrones really diluted and just kind of insulted its previous seasons, I think. Where Stranger Things doesn't do that. It's very much just like a victim of its own success, where it's like, hey, we didn't really, it's like Lost or something. It's like, we didn't really know, we just kept building stories. And we just really didn't worry about the ending until we had to, right? Like, whereas I always make the same comment on the show, like Breaking Bad is the way it's held and revered because they had an ending that AMC was begging them to stay on, and they're like, no,
Yeah,
this is ending this way. And I think sometimes you just live yourself too long and you see yourself become the villain, like we've said on the pod plenty of times. Again, it's not as Game of Thrones bad, but merely because it didn't go 9 seasons. Oh, that and it's still like 8 episodes a season, so it's still not. It's still a vast majority of it's great.
The last question I had is probably the only person on pod, because I think Thurman watches it too, who doesn't watch the show. The run times that I saw, especially for the finale on these episodes, was insane. Was that problematic and gratuitous, or were you just like, you know what, you've earned this after 5 seasons, just go for it? 2 hours and 8 minutes is the last quote unquote episode.
Yeah, and another spoiler. So fast forward 3 seconds. Dude, there is 50 plus minutes left after the climax. Just FYI.
Where you're looking at the time stamp and you're like, how the fuck is this still?
We pause it, and I'm like, there must be a huge twist coming.
Yeah.
And no, this is just 50 minutes of epilogue. Wind down, which again, it's not awful. Like, I actually like the epilogue probably more than like some of the other things they did, but like, yeah, it didn't need to be. And again, a lot of season 5 repeats itself. Doesn't need all of that. And it's just like they had all this extra story and filler that never all reconnects. There's so many decisions they make in season 5. You're like, well, then what was the point of that? You didn't even need to do that. So yeah. And if you see the Duffer Brother interviews, like, they're not even making sense on their explanations.
Dang. Yeah, I've just heard like people talk about some of their interviews, and I know that with shows like this, the production, like they probably filmed this like a couple years ago, but they have basically seemed very over promoting this show.
Yeah, I think they're done.
Like,
Ben,
they're very much.
See what you think.
Yeah, I'll get on it here pretty quick. I'll probably just do a recap, like YouTube video, or watch the recap on. I'm assuming there's a recap before it starts to get caught up, as opposed to starting over like you did.
Hopefully they don't, make you do that.
No, but season 1 is still fantastic. Like, honestly, Horns, watch season 1.
Yeah, I might just.
And you can end there.
Okay, I might actually do that. Spare myself the pain.
Yeah. I think people liked it online. It was just one of those things, like the first day, it was like everyone was excited. And then by the second day, everyone was like, wait a second.
Wait a tick.
Yeah.
This isn't what I remember. You watch anything else?
I did, but I can save it.
Okay. Banner, how about you?
All right. I watched a I guess science fiction movie. It came out last year, 2025, The Electric State, with Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown, who she cannot fucking act. I'm sorry.
This is directed by the Russo brothers, which let's hope Doomsday is better.
It better be. I liked this. Stanley Tucci and Giancarlo Esposito going head to head at each other, just putting on a fucking clinic of how to act. And then you throw Millie Bobby Brown in there, and you're like, I don't get what people see in her. I never have.
Not a good actor. No.
Never have. She
was good when she didn't need to talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's good when she just screams and her nose bleeds. Other than that, like, I don't fucking get it. I've never seen anything that I like her in. She brought every scene that she was in down. Overall, I liked the movie. I thought it was entertaining. This happens in the 90s, but basically humans versus robots, but happens in the 90s. I liked it. I suggest it, even though she is just unfucking watchable.
Yeah, I watched this too. I didn't realize that it came out last year. I feel like it was like 2 years ago that I saw it. But it's based on a graphic novel that the Russos apparently have been like trying to get adapted for a while. and this is their production company that made it. That also did The Gray Man with Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling.
Nice.
And yeah, it's like a kind of a cool concept. The voice cast is really good. I don't know if you know this. Woody Harrelson is Mr. Peanut in it, which he kind of does like a little twang where you can pretty much tell that it's him. And Cycly's like, why the fuck is Mr. Peanut in this movie? He actually plays a huge role.
Huge role. I was like laughing. I was like, okay, they put Mr. Peanut in this. Like they just made this a complete joke. And then I was like, holy shit, actually, that is kind of cool.
Yeah. The point of it's post-apocalyptic, but in like a humorous way, which sounds counterintuitive because it is. But the point is, our machines become sentient, but then sort of like a District 9 situation, there becomes like basically they get segregated from the human population. Like they're not allowed to live among us. So humans are like, nope, it's like a apartheid, basically. But it's funny. I mean, enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, I had fun with it. I when I watch movies like this, again, with performances like Millie Bobby Brown's specifically, I'm like, man, if you're gonna put somebody like in a movie like this where the human characters are like really overshadowed, if I notice how bad someone is in it, like that's a huge problem. And Chris Pratt is trying really hard to be like funny and affable in it.
I think he was trying to like cover up for how fucking terrible she was.
Yeah, he might have had to. It's like
I think she dragged him down.
It's like in the Backstreet Boys, how Brian is losing his voice, so like Nick has to come in and save him with some of the solos. The Jason Alexander bit in the beginning? I don't know why he takes me out of everything that he's in. I'm like, that's George from Seinfeld.
Poor guy.
And I wouldn't say it took me out of it, but it was definitely like, oh, hey, look at that. That's cool.
I remember after his scene, I was like, I don't think his character's coming back in the movie, but like, please don't. Because that's George from Seinfeld, not some like abusive dad. I can't look at him as anything else than like Gary.
This poor guy, because he was like a theater actor. He can sing like he's
the antagonist in Pretty Woman.
Yeah, he's just cursed with George,
and he hates it till the royalty check comes in every week.
Yeah, exactly.
Then this little blast from the sort of past. Anything else, Banner?
Nope, that's it.
All right. One that I'm trying to think what I want to talk about here because I have a couple things, but I guess only one.
You and I share one, right?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. No, we can wait. It's up to you.
No, let's just do that one. Okay. So, One Battle After Another, which is the Paul Thomas Anderson. Is this getting like Oscar buzz?
I'm pretty sure it just set the record for Oscar noms for actors.
Oh, really?
I believe that at least 4, if not more, were nominated.
That's interesting. I thought maybe The Departed would have beaten that.
Werewolf for actor-specific nominations.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
interesting. So that must mean, just based on like the sheer number of categories, several of these people are competing against their castmates.
I think so. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the Oscars. Maybe it was Screen Actors Guild. I'm not sure. I'm trying to like, or was it the Golden Globes? Yeah.
Interesting. Is it getting any like screenplay or best picture?
I think
love?
So. Yeah.
I mean, this movie feels a little bit more accessible. Like as far as a best picture nom, I'd be fine with it winning over like something that's too artsy fartsy. So One Battle After Another, very long film, 2 hours and 40 something minutes. I think Paul Thomas Anderson kind of has a penchant for doing that, but I didn't really mind the runtime so much. It's basically, I would say 2 movies, right? Wouldn't you, Cycly? Like I feel like slight spoilers, not really, but it's like when his daughter is young and then when she's like a teenager is almost like 2 separate films.
Yeah, I would almost even stretch it like, yes, it's 3 acts, but I almost feel like each act is very distinct.
Yeah. Really interesting performances from Leo and my man, absolute scene stealer, Benicio del Toro. He was my favorite part of the movie.
By far, he was my favorite too.
Sean Penn, I thought, gets really exposed as a guy who thinks he is a thespian. And as a result, like people just can't access any of his performances. Like everything he's doing, I'm like, you're doing that for you, man. Like that shit you worked on in your trailer before they said action, and you are so detached from reality that you don't even know how to play a real fucking person anymore.
I felt like that was him. Like, I mean, I feel like that was the character. I don't.
To me,
I
it
thought
felt like an actor playing the character.
he was so like that walk and the rigidness of like who he was supposed to be and trying to be like this, like enjoying that white supremacy underground group. Like he like had this vision of what someone in his position was supposed to look like. It was really interesting. But I do agree with you. Like he almost distracted me. He was good. I'm gonna say he was good in the film, but like compared to like Benicio del Toro or Leo or something like that, I was like, he distracted me every time he was on screen.
With Leo and Benicio del Toro, it just feels so effortless for them to like have charisma and be watchable. And with Sean Penn, I feel like the whole time he's like, if you guys notice, like you said, that little limp that reminded me. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie The Little Things with Jared Leto and Remy Malek and Denzel, but Jared Leto like does this like fucking limp thing with this character,
like licks his lip thing, right?
Yeah, and I remember Nate Thurman and I watched the movie together, and we were like, dude, one day Jared Leto showed up and said to the director, like, dude, what if my fucking character had a limp and like licked his lips? And the director's like, what? That we have like a script, just fine, we'll do one take with that. And he like had to let Jared Leto do it because he wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. That's what Sean Penn feels like a lot of this movie. It's like, what if my character had this weird limp that's unexplained? But don't worry, I've written my own backstory for it. And he's like, I guess, dude, can we just like do this?
There was like a post on Reddit. It was like he clearly had like something up his ass the entire time. Like that's how he was walking.
Basically, I mean, slight spoiler: based on some of his sexcapades, he might have actually.
I know the end scene with him explaining it was so good. I got a comment from one of our listeners, rightfully so, that this was my most anticipated film in 2025, and we ended our most.
Back when it was called the Battle of Becton Cross.
Yes, and I on the 2025 review episode had not seen it, so I got called out by a listener for saying like, "Hey, how can you have this as like what kind of like show are we running here?" I had that as an and didn't watch it. So I apologize to the listeners.
If you're listening to episodes at this point, you know exactly what show we're running.
Yeah, exactly. But like that is on me. I should have watched it. I finally got around to it. The movie, I will say, like, it's not my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie, but like in a year that I do feel like was very meh, we kind of like alluded to 2025 being a meh year in movies. I'm not saying this movie will stand out when we look back at the decade, but it absolutely stands out when I look back at 2025. I think Sinners and this film, because of the performances, I think the middle part especially, Benicio del Toro, like I think there's a lot of commentary. Horns, I don't know if you noticed, like it's so funny, like the radicals, the revolutionaries, all the things they accomplish, right, or act like they're fighting for, but yet then you look at Benicio del Toro's character and all the things that they're doing underground without being as revolutionary, they're accomplishing more. They're doing more for the people. And I think that was kind of like a subtle statement by the film, which was really interesting about like what the community was doing more so than these like quote unquote revolutionaries.
Well, their shit seemed way more effectively organized. Like Leo couldn't even remember the fucking password because he was so high.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. Like Leo is funny in this movie. I will give him that. I just thought the performances at the end of the day took over. Like I think probably maybe if anything the last third was the weakest. I think I just but overall it's definitely will not shock me if this wins the majority of Oscars. And I did look up, it has 5 acting specific nominations for Golden Globes: Leonardo for Best Actor, Chase Infinity as for Best Actress, Benicio del Toro for Supporting Actor, Sean Penn for Supporting Actor, and Tanya Taylor for Supporting Actress. So that's like impressive. And it has 9 total nominations. So I'm sure it will clean up at the Oscars.
Only one I just can't agree with is Sean Penn, but I'm not surprised at the voters because it's acting. I just found this very watchable.
Yeah.
It was a weak year, probably. Yeah. And also I told you cycling through text, it's like just it's a little too close to home with like the current state of things. I know that's what he's going for, and it's
I agree.
It's effective in what it's trying to do. Just for me, it made it kind of an uneasy watch at times. Just thinking like, man,
it was. I agree.
Really, But it was a good movie, and I enjoyed watching it. And for the runtime, I felt justified. I shit on movies when I think that they're long for no reason. This one, I feel like it actually was doing something with its runtime, so I appreciate that.
I think it's funny. I think I told you my barber was telling me about the runtime. He's like, it does not feel 2 hours and 45 minutes. And then my wife and I watched it. And we're both like, yeah, it didn't feel like that. I think it's because it's structured in a good way.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, there's never a point where you're like, especially and Tarantino does a good job of this with like dialogue heavy movies, but somehow there's still not like where it's just characters sitting and talking. There's rarely a time where I'm like, all right, guys, let's fucking wrap it up.
Yeah.
Like I'm interested in their conversations. Yeah. All right, you guys got anything else?
I don't.
Okay. Well,
Bruh?
that's me. It's us.
You even lift, bro?
To the last part of our show. Do you even lift, bra? Question and answer segment where we pose a question that we leave you guys with. The question today is our ongoing, what are the Bros top 100 movies of all time? It's a very serious question. We've been counting down this list for about 2 years now. It is linked in the description of this podcast episode. Tonight, the list brings us to each of our number 21 movies of all time. Shit is getting real. Before we do that, though, and then leave you, Cycly, how would you describe these lists to people? Because they're definitely not like a film student's top 100 pieces of cinema. They're a little bit different.
Yeah, I think the debate is always what is the best movie versus what are your favorite movies. Like, you don't necessarily have to have a movie that you consider like should have won 5 Oscars as your favorite film. There are movies that make you happy, that make you sad, that make you cry, that make you feel a certain way. Maybe you watched at a formidable time in your life. These are movies that you look back and literally say like, hey, that had an impact on me, or they just make me smile when I need to. So it's a fun it's really hard, but it's fun to like look back and think over all the movies you've ever watched in life and how they've impacted you.
Yeah, and again, your list is your list. You don't have to defend it to anyone, but we're going to try and do that anyway. All right, so we're at number 21. Where we last left off, Cycly, your number 22 film was American History X. Banner's, yours was Black Panther, and mine was Cloverfield. Banner, let's go to you. What is one ahead of Black Panther at number 21 all time on your list?
This is what I would consider the perfect summer movie, and that is Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tale. This is the 5th one, which is wild to even think.
It's the Bardem?
Yes, this is the Bardem one. This movie was perfect. It came out in the summer. It's about the ocean and pirates and swashbuckling and adventure. There's a little bit of heart in there. There's some romance. This is the perfect summer movie, in my opinion. Go get a nice ice cold Coke, a little thing of popcorn, and go to the movies and watch this great theater experience that I had. Fantastic film for a franchise that I wouldn't say I love, but it is near and dear to my heart.
I remember after On Stranger Tides, a lot of people were like, all right, we've bled this thing dry. And then the trailer came out for this, and I was like, Javier Bardem is the villain? Go on. And he is awesome in this.
He is fantastic in this.
And then, of course, at the end...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say at the end, of course, they try and tease another sequel. And we're like, you don't have to do that. Let's just... No, you had a good movie here. Let's just...
it here. And that's not to say you can't come out with a sequel and start it that way. Like, we don't have to have the tease at the end of this to get another movie. That's I don't like when they do that. But look, if it has one minor flaw, that's what it is.
Yeah. Is this the... I mean, I know we're still pretty early. Like, we still got a 5th left to go. But is this the highest ranking film for something that's like 4 or 5 sequels deep into a franchise? I mean, like, sure. I mean, that's gonna be hard to beat, right?
Unless Jeff's got one of the Mission Impossibles in his top 20, that's the only thing that might have a shot at giving this a run for its money.
Fallout is my. I won't answer Cycly's question, but I will just say Fallout was my
Interesting.
highest ranked Mission Impossible movie, as it should be. Mission Impossible, Fallout Boy.
And I'm not and I'm not saying unrelated movies. I'm not saying like, okay, you have all these Marvel movies. I'm talking about direct sequels like to a storyline. So it's like, I understand there's related like that's going to be hard to do.
I'm actually kind of surprised after this came out because it did pretty well. That I mean, I know this was probably like the height of the Johnny Depp problems, but that they didn't try and just do this without him. Because if I'm not mistaken, they kind of leave the ending like Will is sort of like the focal point, right?
Yes, they very much could have made one without Johnny Depp.
And I'm sure Orlando Bloom, the guy's doing Carnival Cruise commercials, bless his heart, he would have come back. We could have talked him into it. But I guess for them, a good note to end the franchise on, if this is in fact where it ends, which it kind of feels like it will be.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're in development hell right now.
Actually, last I heard, they were basically rebooting it, and Margot Robbie was attached as the lead.
Okay.
I think like a female Jack Sparrow, which obviously the internet had thoughts, but
yeah. And Millie Bobby Brown is now taking over for her.
Mm-hmm. Huge upgrade.
I just threw up in my mouth a little.
Danner was like, "Wait a second."
All right, Cycly, what's your number 21? One ahead of American History X.
You guys are gonna love this one. Christopher Nolan, our boy, and I quoted this movie on accident earlier.
Already typing it.
Dark Knight.
Yep.
This is probably one of the, outside of being a child and rewatching movies over and over and over. Horns, you and I saw this with it twice within 24 hours. Saw it at a midnight show. And then 7 p.m. the next or the same day, technically, took our parents to go see it. I mean, I don't know what can be said about this film that we haven't already said on the pod. Arguably one of the greatest superhero movies ever, but it's not just that it's a superhero movie. I think what makes it so different from a typical superhero movie is it's a true thriller. Like, take away the superhero aspect and just give it police drama. It's a thriller.
Yeah.
And it's just that's what carries it. Of course, then we how much can we say about Heath Ledger? I think sometimes we wonder how different we look at this film. Let's say if Heath Ledger didn't pass away before this movie was released. Hornsey, you and I again. I remember the day that he passed away and you and I spoke on the phone. I was walking out of the library at my university, and we just wondered what impact that would have on this movie and this franchise. He wins the Oscar a year later for this film. Sometimes people wonder, like, would he have won it had he not died? Was it just like something to respect him? I still stand by that the performance was the performance.
Yeah.
He would have won the Oscar had it whether or not he had passed away. I think that like when people say that, like, it dilutes his actual performance. Like, it's still one of the most iconic, not just like villain performances, superhero performances, like whatever you want to look at it, just like you want him in more scenes. What makes this movie fantastic is when Heath Ledger is in this movie. The scenes that he's not in it, you're missing him. Like, you love Alfred, you love Batman, you love Christian Bale, whatever. Like, you love Aaron Eckhart, like, but when you just get Heath Ledger in a scene, there is no way, no matter how many times you've watched it, to sit up, to like kind of arch your back a little closer to the screen, scoot your butt a little closer to the screen. He just does something magical in this film that I think if you take him out of it, this movie is still fantastic and it's still a great superhero movie and it's still a great thriller. But he takes this to a place that, like, I think made all superhero movies, I think both DC and Marvel, reevaluate how they did these movies. It
100%.
showed you what was accomplishable. But yeah, again, I know I'm repeating myself, and I'm sure you guys have plenty to say, if not more to say about it soon. But like, this film is not entirely rewatchable. Not just as a Batman film, a superhero. I've said the same things over and over. It is just an incredible accomplishment of filmmaking.
I mean, 2008 we got Iron Man and this. So like the superhero genre had come a long way since like Batman and Robin and
Yeah.
all that shit. And yeah, I mean, I will talk about this coming up on my list, but I know that Cycly, it's hard to argue with him saying Daniel Day-Lewis and There Will Be Blood is the best performance of all time. For me, Heath Ledger as the Joker is the best acting performance I've ever seen on screen. Because like he said, like no matter what else is happening in the movie, if this is like on TV and you're just like in the other room, you're gonna stop what you're doing and just like it's like hypnotizing. It's like Babies and like Barney. Like you can't look away and you're just like, oh my God, this is it. I can't even really describe it. It's like transcends what you would normally just watch in a movie because you just don't want the camera to go off of him. He's so kinetic and captivating, and everything he's doing is just like your mouth starts to open. You're like, huh? It's insane.
And R.I.P. my dog Teddy. He loved this movie. You're talking about everyone. My dog would watch this fucking movie. Like, so every anniversary of his passing, we watch The Dark Knight.
I love that.
He would sit up and just stare at the screen during this movie. So
he knows good cinema, man.
Yeah, he did, man.
And so this is what last thing I'll say. When Cycly brought up that like it does dilute when people talk about him only winning the Oscar posthumously, just so like we can kind of get a slice of life of where the Academy was at the time and why he would have won anyway. Robert Downey Jr. for Tropic Thunder was nominated next to him when they showed like the graphic of all the people up for the award. So it's like, yeah, of course, that's a fucking hilarious performance. It doesn't age well at all, but like that's what we're talking about. Like it's Heath Ledger was going to win. Now him dying, I think, it just sort of like was the ceiling of the deal. Like, okay, now it's a posthumous, like sort of an in memoriam. But like, there's no way you can tell me. And yes, I'm a little. It's not quite objective on my end, but that anyone else nominated that year should have won over him. And of course, I think that because I think it's the best performance ever.
I'm just gonna say, like, it's not just Robert Downey Jr. Josh Brolin was in Milk. That was a good movie. Philip Seymour Hoffman in Doubt, and Michael Shannon in Revolutionary Road, which was I like that movie. None of those performances till this day stand out. Like, I think again, if each other had not died, that would still be looked at as like what sticks out there.
It was a weak year for that. I mean,
it was.
I think you can admit that yes,
both things can be true.
Exactly. If that came out 3 years later, would he have won it? I don't know. Probably not.
Josh Brolin for Milk, I mean, good performance. Not even his best performance in an 18-month stretch. I think he was better in No Country for Old Men.
Absolutely.
He was.
Yeah. And Philip Seymour Hoffman's great in anything he did, but it's like, I don't. Yeah.
I mean, is it Heath Ledger good? No. The only thing working against him, and I think we had kind of gotten over that because of the Batman Begins, but like, and I think Return of the King too helped, was like these genre films are like off the table for awards consideration. But again, Return of the King, didn't it win Best Picture?
It won like 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture.
Which to me, it's by far the third best of the Lord of the Rings movies, but it was the last one. So for it to
I think I mean, I could argue all day about. I think that was the Oscars, just like giving this is an overarching like award for accomplishment.
If that wins Best Picture, Two Towers should have won it twice.
Like I'm on Fellowship.
There's two of them.
Yes, figured it out.
One for each tower.
That's how the Academy works.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else about The Dark Knight?
I mean, like, I think you guys are going to probably have some more to say here in the future, and there's just so much that, like, everyone that can be unsaid for this film.
Yeah. Let me just say it's going to be a while before I get to talk about this.
Yep.
All right. Mine is the comedy Superbad, which
I had a feeling.
We're going to get into a run here of like some of my all-time comedies. So it's going to be hard for me to not say like the same hyperbolic compliments about them. But Superbad, I've always loved because it is such a simple concept. It's two high school friends realizing that they are going to separate schools soon. And they're scared shitless, but they're afraid to admit it, that their friendship is going to end as a result. And so one night they're like, dude, let's just try and get alcohol. Like that's it. That's the plot, and it's amazing and has some of the greatest quotes of all time. And I would argue that McLovin might be like one of the greatest like minor characters created in a comedy film. Like
like an ancillary character.
Right. Like Christopher Mintz-Plasse like was born to play this role because he doesn't work in anything else. Exactly. He doesn't work in anything else. But he's incredible in this and then the whole fucking arc of like the cops picking him up and like not wanting to like fuck up his night, but at the same time they're like, we do kind of have to be police officers a little bit tonight. Like there's a few calls we have to respond to. I just think this movie is like one of the most rewatchable comedies. Even if you know every single quote that's coming up next, you still fucking laugh at it.
It's so relatable.
Yep.
And this was the first thing I saw Emma Stone in. I don't know about you guys. I can't even think of anything else she was in.
Yeah, if I had seen her before, she didn't stand out to me until this film. I mean, I've said this on the pod before, and we're going to reverse the Dark Knight situation here because I'm going to have more to say about this film here in a little bit. But Horns, you and I have had some of the exact same conversations of these characters, like them coming out and being on the phone. I remember vividly me coming to your house, picking you up, and you and I were on the phone, and then you'd come out of your house and we'd both be on the phone, and then you'd enter the car and we'd both hang up. Like when they did that in the film, I was like, holy fucking shit, dude. Like that was us.
Yeah, like this shit was it was written by, I believe, Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen when they were in high school, and it has that sensibility. Like it sticks with it.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And then when he gets in the car and they're trying to figure out what porn website he could subscribe to and have it not look suspicious on the credit card statement. What about Perfect 10? That could be maybe like a bowling website.
This might be our first one that hits everybody's top 100 list.
I thought we had, wait, Princess Bride, right?
No, because it's not on mine. Because I didn't.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. You're right. Yeah. This
so I have it at 93. Thurman has it at 81, and now Horns has it at 21.
And that's coming for me.
I have Jurassic Park is on everyone's list. Wait,
Jurassic Park should be on everyone's list. Is the Dark Knight on everyone's list?
Jurassic Park is not. Jurassic World is the fifth Jurassic that I'm coming up with.
Wait, is the Dark Knight going to be on everyone's list? That was a little shocking to me.
Damn, we'll have to do some research on this.
Man.
Dark Knight so far has only appeared on 2 lists, but I can guarantee you it will be on a 3rd.
Oh, interesting. That would have been, if we should have done some conversations before. Like, I think that would have been on mine, like 100% on everyone's list.
Yeah. We'll have to do like a post-mortem episode where we talk about like surprises and stuff from other people's lists. But super bad for me. One of my obviously favorite movies of all time, but I think one of the dialogue in it is so fucking genius. Like I quote this all the time without even realizing it. Like the scene where Seth is in home ec class and his partner is absent that day, and he's like, "I'm like a single mother. I cook and clean."
Give me a break.
This
was her first film, by the way.
Really?
So yes, she was in some TV shows. Emma Stone. Sorry, I just kind of didn't even say her name.
No,
Emma Stone's. Yeah, she wasn't The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody for an episode. Good for her. But yes, this was her first feature film.
Nice. Good casting.
Her career didn't amount to anything.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to make it in this industry. It's not for everybody. All right, guys, before we let the people go, after a preview of the 2026 year-end movies, last words of advice. Cycler, will go to you first.
Well, it's a new year. So get the fuck out of the left lane, guys, because it's not getting any better. I was nice to everyone in December, but not anymore. Guys, the left lane is for passing.
The free pass is over. I've been noticing a ton of people, like not only on their cell phones, but I'm talking like holding their phone up in front of their face while they're driving.
Drivers are legitimately getting worse.
And I don't even know how we can get worse than we're at right now, because the shit I see every day is fucking insane. And I'm not Mario Andretti or Lando Norris, but fuck, dude. Get the actual cell phone that is in front of your face out of the way. Banner, how about you?
Yeah, guys, get the fuck over for emergency vehicles. I'm really disappointed in what I've seen in 2026 so far.
Ooh, you were so happy in 2025.
I was. I gave everybody a compliment, but what I've seen so far of people getting over, I haven't, and that's the fucking problem. So,
do you think you were too nice on people?
Maybe I was, but Angry Brian can come out if he needs to. Nobody wants to see that.
They said Angry Bride. I was like, oh
no, Angry Brian, which I haven't seen him come out since the Spectrum cable phone call we had from college. It was the next level.
Gonna get me all riled up.
Yeah.
Talking about that one.
What I will say is, guys, it's beginning of the year. Stick with those. I'm going to try and say this every week. Stick with those New Year's resolutions, okay? You can do it, whatever the goal is. Actually, send me a list of your goals, and I'll just tell you straight up if you can or can't do them. I'll be honest.
My goal was to give up on goals within January, so I am doing great.
I think you can do it. Although, if you accomplish it, do you accomplish it?
Fuck!
Dang.
Damn it!
That's a paradox. Killian Murphy, comment below. We got to think about that one.
Yeah, I'll come back to you on
If you quit, are you actually failing?
Damn it. I finally thought I had a win.
Maybe there's a way we can find a goal that, like, if you don't do it, you do. I don't know. Just think about it when Brian doesn't have an octopus on his head. All right, for the mad scientist Brian Banner and our legal counsel Ronnie Cycli, I'm the mayor Jeff Hornacek. It's going to be a fun 2026 at the movies. Look for me. I'll be the guy in the urinal dropping our podcast business cards in each of the stalls. You can find us on all of our socials at Broforce Squad, and if you type in Bro Force Squad as 3 separate words on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you find your podcast, you can find us, and everything we've ever posted is on our website, broforcesquad.com. Till next time, I'm actually just going to start working on my 2027 New Year's resolutions. I think the ship has sailed on this year. We're too far gone.
Yeah, there's always next.